Today our menu is formula menu. Now for the formula menu, we have more than 10,000 formulas in this formula menu that belong to different knowledges. For example, this function library contains all of these formulas. The first three buttons, insert function, AutoSum and recently used, contain the general formulas used in Microsoft Excel. Next to that, you can see the financial. In this menu, you can use the formulas that belong to accounting. Now these formulas are not for the common people. These are used by the accountants. And accounting people like to use this portion of Microsoft Excel formula. Similarly, if you go on to the next button, this is known as the logical formulas. Logical formula contain if, else. You use them in a general. For example, I told you about if formula in nested if formula in the result sheet. Similarly, we used another formula that was known as ifs, sum ifs, count ifs in attendance sheet. Next portion contains the text formulas. These are also minor formulas. You use them already. I took a class in which I told you about proper and mid, lower, upper, length of the string. These formulas are used for the text. Next to that, you can see the date and time formulas. And also, you can see the area formulas. These formulas belong to the trigonometry. And some of the formulas like hyperlink, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, XMatch, transpose, these formulas are mathematic formulas. For example, VLOOKUP formula means vertical lookup. HLOOKUP means horizontal lookup. These formulas are used to carry the data from one sheet to another sheet. Next to that, you can see that theta symbol, maths and trigonometry. This portion belongs to the mathematics, and it contains the typical formulas of maths. Next to that, you can see the statistical formulas, engineering formulas, cube formulas, information formulas, compatibility formulas, and the web formulas. All these formulas belong to different knowledges. Different people use Microsoft Excel for their own purposes. Let's use a few of them so that we may be able to know how can we use them. First of all, if we want to apply the formula, we need some numeric data over here. So I'm going to copy some numeric data from my sheet. For example, I have selected a few cells from here and I've copied it, and we are going to use it over here to get formulas. Now, insert function. The most common, just go to insert function, and these are the formulas most recently used. All, financial. Which category do you want to use? For example, I'm going to use most recently used formulas. This contains the sum, average, if, hyperlink, count, maximum, and these formulas. For example, I'm going to calculate the sum of something. I place the cursor at the bottom of my column. I'm going to choose the formula sum and click OK. When I'll click OK and I'll click OK again, it will sum up my column and show the formula in the formula tool bar. If I place the cursor at the end of my row and click insert function and choose any of the formulas, like now I will choose the formula average and click OK. And again it will show me the range of the values which it is selecting for me. Okay, and it is also showing me the answer of the formula here. I will click OK. When I will click OK, it will show me the exact answer and formula in the formula toolbar. Now, next to that, you can see the AutoSum button. AutoSum button is about using these formulas: sum, average, count, maximum, and minimum. For example, I want to know which number is maximum in this row. I will choose the formula maximum and click and press enter from keyboard, it will show me that 39 is maximum, and the maximum formula is written over here in the formula toolbar. Now recently we used this category earlier. Also, for example, we want to count the number of cells here. We will use the formula count and press enter. You can choose any formula and use this in this way. Now these were some general formulas that are typically used in offices. Now if we want to apply the formula which are not used generally, for example financial formula, we must know what is the demand of that formula. For example, financial formula belong to the accounting. It contains a present value, net present value, payment and price. These are some things. For example, I want to calculate the price of something. I want to calculate the present value of something. Present value means, for example, yes, it may be possible. We have applied for a loan from a bank, and future value, I'm going to explain one by one these things. Future value means the amount we have paid at the end of the period. For example, we have applied for a loan that was for 8 years. That was for 8 years. And we paid the amount 12 lakh rupees. Okay. Payment, PMT. PMT means how much we paid in each period. For example, what was our monthly installment? Our monthly installment was 12,500 rupees. Net per. Net per means how many payments we did for it. For example, in 1 year we pay 12 installments. In 8 years we pay 96 installments. This is known as net per. The next one is rate of interest. What was the rate of interest over that formula? Now rate of interest means how much interest did we pay for that. For example, I say we paid 8% rate of interest per annum. Per annum means annually. Okay? Now I have typed all the values that were demanded by my formula. That may be the case of investment also. Okay? For example, I have invested in business and I got 12 lakh rupees. In that business, I invested 12,500 per month, and I invested for 96 months, and I collected this amount, 12 lakh, at the rate of interest 8%. So what did I invested? What was the amount, actual amount I invested? Because this amount I am getting the 12 lakh rupees at the profit of 8%. It will show me the original amount. This is showing me in dollars. If we calculate in rupees, it will become 8 lakh rupees. Okay. This means if we invest 8 lakh rupees for 8 years at the interest rate of 8%, it will become 12 lakh after 8 years. This is known as present value and future value concept. But if you don't know the accounting, you are unable to calculate these formulas, because this belongs to accounting. I calculated because I've done MBA in finance. This is my subjects. I can calculate all of them. But you can't do it because you have no knowledge about accounting. Okay. If you want to calculate some of these formulas, for example, concat, clean, cal, you have calculated all of them already. I'm not going to calculate them. For example, proper will show me the text in proper case. Proper case means the first letter of each word will be capital. Upper will show me in uppercase. First letter of each word will be in uppercase. All letters, okay. Date and time. Simply, these are simple formulas. Just going to set date, and it is demanding me year, month, and day. For example, this year is 2022. The month is November, and today I don't know. It's 9, and we'll click OK. It will show me the recent date, and these all formulas belong to date and time. Okay. So let me give you a homework about that. You are going to calculate your age. You're going to calculate your age in Microsoft Excel. Okay. You will apply the formula of date and time for that. You will give two values, date of birth and recent date, today's date and your date of birth, and calculate your age in years. How many years are you? Years, months, days, and seconds. Okay. So this is your home task. Do it yourself. If you did not, then I'll help you in sorting this thing. Next is areas and XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. We'll discuss it later. Absolute. These are mathematical formulas. All of them are mathematical formulas and belong to maths. For example, I want to calculate the 90 degree of tangent. Okay. How can I do it? I'll go to this section and I'll choose the formula of tangent. It is demanding me the number. I'm going to give it a number 90 and calculate the value. It will show me 90 degree tangent goes to this much. Okay. So you can calculate any of mathematics formula by, for example, absolute. Absolute means positive number. I'm going to calculate the absolute of minus 25. It will result in plus 25. It will show me the value. Okay. The next section contains engineering and statistical formulas. We are not going to apply them because these does not belong to us. Now let's do something from here. Trace precedent, trace dependent, remove arrows. These are formula auditing options. Okay. Let's see how these options work for us. For example, in this sheet, I have applied many formulas. This obtained marks contains the sum of marks of my subject. I know that because I have applied the formula sum. I want to show it graphically on my sheet. If you want to show it on graphically on your sheet, what will you do? You will go to formula menu. You will go to trace precedent. Trace precedent will show you in a box and arrow how many values are used in this formula. Okay. If you place it on a value, this is a marks of biology. I want to know them in which cell, in which formula these marks are used. I will click trace dependent. Trace dependent means which formula depends upon this value. It will show me by arrow that it will be used in obtained marks. Okay. Now, if I want to calculate the trace dependence of percentage, it will show me that grade depends upon percentage. I want to show the trace dependent of remarks. It will show me that remarks depends upon grade. So we can show our formulas, the dependence of our formulas graphically by arrows and symbols by using these values, trace precedent and trace. If you don't need these arrows, just click remove arrows. It will remove all the arrows. Next to that, you can see the F of X button, show formulas. If you click this button, you will see that all the formulas you have applied over your sheet are displayed on your sheet. You can't see the values you can only see the formulas. Next to that, there is a button known as error checking. It checks the formula error. It is saying me to include this 800 in the formula. I don't want to include it. I will ignore this error. Okay. Now it says error checking is complete. As we do error checking in spelling and grammar check in Microsoft Word, this becomes error checking in Microsoft Excel. Next to that, you can see evaluate formula. Evaluate means show me the answer of that formula. Just go and click on evaluate and click evaluate button. You will see the exact answer of that formula, that is 524. If you don't want to see the formulas, you want to see the values again, click on FX button and show formula button again. Formulas will be switched off and values will be shown on your sheet. So you have to practice some of these values, library functions and formula auditing tab in the formula toolbar in Microsoft Excel.